Welcome back to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today we're taking a look at the best eShop deals coming in under $10 or your local currency, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. It's a great week though, 18 games for you all. One is a batch show just as a heads up, but without luck hit subscribe if you love the Switch. As much as we all do here, join our growing family and let's get started. So before we do kick this off then, we are pushing for 35,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. If you do find the content valuable, then please consider throwing us a subscription if you haven't already. It means a whole lot to me. Likewise, we're doing that same push across all channels right now, so remember we do have PlayStation Corner and Xbox Corner as well. Both of those are linked below in the pinned comment with all of today's reviews. So first up for the week then, Super Magbot with a new low price of 61% off. Think a Twitch platformer in the style of titles like Super Meat Boy, so basically just, well, you know, ultra challenging. The spin here though, you can't actually jump, rather you use magnetism on specific color coded panels to push and pull yourself. Now I reviewed it here on the channel, so find that down below, but overall I liked it even if it did take a little while to get my, brain around the controls. Take a look though if you want something that's gonna push you to your limits. In celebration of violence then gets a new low price with 60% off, and now as the eShop puts it for this one, a fantasy action roguelike of exploration and murder. It's a top-down style to its action, but it's all about skilled combat with like attacks, dodges, blocks, parries, and yes, while death is naturally sending you swiftly backwards, you're going to be able to improve stats and items. With local 4-player support as well, it allows friends to join you in this battle. A whole lot of enemies though, and secrets to uncover. This is going to be well worth a luck. Going Under then is a satirical dungeon crawler throwing you into the world of startups. The concept of this one, you just started a new job, and in this world, failed startups, they sink into the ground when they fail, turning their employees into monsters. You need to now dive down into them and basically repossess their assets. Think 3D dungeon crawler with a whole lot of weapons, which is basically anything you can find around these locations. It's got a good sense of humour though, this one. You'll be gaining skills along the way fighting bosses, and it's about as vibrant as they come with that colour palette. A new low price then of 66% off. Darkwood then is back on sale, which is great to see, and it's matching the low price here with 60% off. Now why they did not put this on sale for Halloween I do not know, but we get it a week later, and it's a horror survival all about tension over jump scares. A top down viewpoint, it still absolutely just creeped me out, and yeah, you're going to be scavenging the forest in the daytime while hiding in your bunker at night, all with basically this aim of escaping this cursed location. Think here though, random generation for this like location, crafting skills, perks, weapons, traps, all that good stuff, and I was really impressed. It's also only the second time we've ever seen this price as well, and the last time we did see it, that was December of last year. While I'm on more dark and twisted then, Butcher is back on sale with 80% off. This is the lowest it can ever go in the US, and it's also only the second time we've seen this price. This one forgets the kind of horror though and throws you in control of what is a cyborg killing machine, and you're out to exterminate the human race. There's not a whole lot else to it honestly, an ultra violent pixel style run and gun experience with a whole lot of platforming and killing. Tons of weapons though, a decent challenge and a badass soundtrack. Love this one myself, and I actually own it now on a few platforms. Taking a break from the dark then, Overcooked 2, it's here with a new low price in the UK, EU and Australia. It's actually a match in the US and Canada. This though, it's a great price for those that want some online co-op action, or even better, local if you have the choice. This, it's a game known for laughs, but at the same time a whole lot of arguments as well, as you jump into kitchens in all sorts of like fantastical locations, and basically the game's going to demand you work together to save this land from what is the unbred. It's fun stuff this one, it's addictive, it's completely ridiculous as well, but it's a cheap way to check it out with this 66% off. Sea of Solitude, the director's cut then, is a game I reviewed here on the channel. I thought it was just okay. Now that video, it is linked down below. I was just a little disappointed with the overall game loop of relatively linear exploration, and that's really about it, but the story is good, and this 50% off, it matches the low, which makes me feel a whole lot better about it. It also only took me about 3 hours for its runtime, and I saw very little reason to replay it, so I thought the pricing was a little bit high. That said though, the story is solid, and it tackles themes such as loneliness, depression, and overcoming fears. The story though, it is a winner, and then the director's cut and switch build, it throws in motion controls, a photo mode and a rewritten script with new voice actors. Curious to see where this team goes next though, because they definitely show potential. Warsaw then is a title that receives mixed opinions, but I'm for sure in the camp that definitely, likes it. Think Darkest Dungeon, not quite as good though obviously, but it's got this World War vibe. It's switching out dungeon exploration for what is an overview of the city. You're basically setting out to complete missions while getting thrown into war. This is a game of turn-based strategy, combat permadeath, and working to survive the remaining days in Warsaw. Think here though, choosing that next mission, figuring out that squad and inventory, managing at your base and learning about those around you. As I said, look, it's not perfect, it can feel like there's a few issues in combat at times, but generally I was impressed and I appreciated its use of more serious themes. This then, it's a new low price of 60% off, and the first time we've ever seen the game at sub $10. Green Howl then is back for the second time only, matching the low price with 75% off. It's another one I reviewed here on the channel. It's a first person survival experience with a decent little story as well. You and your wife, you've headed back to what is interview a tribe, but before you know it she disappears. Now you're trying to find where she is. But yeah, basically you gotta survive the locals, you gotta survive the wildlife, and you've gotta survive the elements as well. For sure hardcore in its approach. I'm not sure I'd recommend this one for beginners or newcomers to the genre, but think exploration, minor combat, injury treatment, crafting, and of course resource gathering. It's not visually perfect on the Switch either, then it's definitely kind of a muddy image, but I do still think it's impressive what they've achieved on the system given its power. It also then packs tons of content thanks to what are included, like challenge modes to face off against. Again though, final warning, not easy, just be warned of that going in. Our penultimate game of the video then is actually a bundle of games. That is the Five Nights at Freddy's collection. They are all on sale for 35% each, and these, a good chunk, have actually been out now since like 2019 on the Switch, and this is the first sale we've ever seen, so I'm definitely not holding my breath on seeing them again anytime soon. 7 titles though, that pricing above that is individual, but we've got the first through the 4th entry, we've got Pizzeria Simulator, and then we've also got Sister Location and Ultimate Custom Night. Now, full transparency, I've only played the first 2 fully and a dash of the 3rd. Then I also played Help Wanted, but that one does not see a discount. The first 2, that's the famous first person formula, you're fending off Freddy and gang from reaching your location. Decent stuff, not particularly scary, but it definitely packs a few jump scares initially when you're getting into, the rhythm of things. My understanding though, it doesn't vary like wildly from that formula for 3, 4 or like Sister Location. That said though, Ultimate Custom Night allows you to create your own scenarios with a cast of 50 animatronics, and then Pizzeria Simulator, not really sure on this one myself, but it's simulation, what I can tell at least, mixed in as you're kind of building out a location. I'd watch reviews for any of these first because I'm far from like a, Freddy knowledge bank, but I wanted to give the whole collection a shout out with how long we've been waiting. So our final game of the week then, that is Project Warlock, a title I love to shout out about, and we get a new low price here with 60% off. This one is for lovers of Doom basically. It comes at the perfect time though, alongside the release of The Mighty Dusk. Also reviewed that one on the channel, but yeah, this game is great stuff as it pairs together kind of old school pixel visuals and run and gun gameplay with some modern twists as well, such as the ability to customize your Warlock to your style. Tons of weaponry then as well, and 60 levels over 5 locations. I think it's one of the best retro experiences on the Nintendo Switch, up there with the likes of Duke Nukem, Quake, and again Dusk. And that is another week down. Will you be adding anything to the library this week, or are you holding onto that cash? With November upon us now, we can look forward to no doubt a whole lot of Black Friday deals later in the month, so I'm excited to see what they do, and I'm hoping just for once Nintendo go a little bit more all out there, than their usual 33% off first party titles. With that though, like a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.